Hello, everyone. The book we're going to be talking about today has a lot of things going on. It's got an ancient Russian urban legend slash witch slash goddess. It's got a serial killer, and it's got a guy and a girl who are really into cannibalism. That's right. We're going to combine all those things and talk about all of them in a minute. But first, I want to let you know that you can purchase my book of short horror stories. It's called The Things That Happen at Night, and it's available at the link down below exclusively. So be sure to check it out. Now let's get on and give this a go. All right. So the book we're going to be talking about today is called The Cannibal Gardener by Joe Pawlowski. This is a novella. I believe it's around 170 pages, somewhere in there. But this book is fantastic, and it's really creepy. It's really scary, and it combines so many elements. But it does it. The author does it in such a way that you can follow the story nicely. You're never going to get bored. And he uses some real life kind of facts and things about certain subjects as a background. So it's also very informative as well as scary. But basically, some of the main characters we have here is a guy named Edmund. Edmund works at a garden shop, flowers and plants and things of that nature. He lives with his grandmother, who's been taking care of him ever since his parents died in an accident when he was young. And Edmund is into some weird internet stuff. Aren't we all at some point, right? Erase my search history when I die. But he's into the more extreme side of the dark web. Uncut crime scene photos and blood and gore and especially cannibalism. He seems to have taken quite an interest in that subject. I love his grandmother, though. His grandmother is like, she's a sweet, kind, grandmotherly type woman. And yet, all of his life, she has told him tales that we'll hear about their ancestors and their heritage, their ethnicity, and how his ancestors once lived on an island, and there was a war between the tribes on that island, and basically they were his ancestors were cannibals. They would his grandmother would go into great detail telling him how his ancestors, they would kill members of the other tribe, capture members of the other tribe, and then torture them, mutilate them, kill them, and then eat them. So, on the one hand, she's a very nice, sweet grandmother. On the other hand, I'm not sure about her babysitting skills there, because that stuff seems to have gotten to Edmund a little bit. But then we have a serial killer, and he's been going strong, 12 kills in like 20 years or something, I believe it was. And he's always one step ahead of the police. He's very methodical. He's very cautious. And he's unfortunately very, very good at what he does. And then we have a girl who is, again, into cannibalism like nobody else. She's like an expert on cannibalism, becoming interested in it at a very young age. And she has researched everything about this subject, real-life cases of cannibalism, whether by choice or by circumstance. She studied legends about cannibalism. She studied mythologies about the subject of cannibalism, how it came about in human existence, and some of the things attributed to people who partake in those kind of things. And then we have an old Russian writer. He translates books, basically, mainly ancient texts, into English from different languages. He's a linguist. And he's currently working on a book about an old Russian witch urban legend, supposedly called the Baba Yaga. And this is starting to affect him, starting to affect his dreams. And all of these elements, Edmund, the girl, Miles, this writer, they are going to meet up, and it is going to be figuratively and literally hell on earth when they do, when all of these elements come together. And this author does a fantastic job at weaving all of the elements of the story together in a way that makes so much sense. As I'm sitting here speaking to you about it, you might be scratching your head going, oh man, what's a Russian witch and a serial killer have to do with a guy looking at blood and gore on his computer screen? But trust me, I'm not this author, so I'm not that good at that. But he is. And he weaves all these elements seamlessly. Going from one perspective to the other, we get to learn a little bit about all of these characters, how they came to be where they are right now in their lives. And trust me, there are twists and turns along the way. We're going to find out something about Edmund almost near the end that blew my mind, because you don't know what's going on with Edmund. He just seems like a normal, nice man. Just like, maybe a little lost, maybe a little confused at times, but the things he looks for online doesn't seem to be a part of him in real life. And we're going to find out about something about him that really took my breath away, because I was like, this guy's that? Because of his interest in cannibalism, I wouldn't have thought it, and it was fantastic. And we're also going to find out that perhaps this Baba Yaga is real. And more real in ways than in ways we can imagine. And perhaps this Baba Yaga is the reason why the serial killer has been able to get away with his heinous deeds all these years without getting caught. And he knows about this Russian writer. He knows what he's currently working on. And he needs to go and find him, because he thinks the Baba Yaga is controlling him. And he wants answers. He wants to know what's going on. And he just happens to find that writer and in his home on the same night that this writer has invited the other people to come and have dinner with him so they can discuss his writings and other things. So it's a very well put together book. It's very creepy. The stories the grandma tells are very brutal and vicious. This girl is... well, you'll see how her and Edmund meet, but again, the knowledge she has about cannibalism and the whole subject is really freaky as well. The whole book flows together perfectly. It's scary in places, it builds the tension, it's creepy, a big explosive ending, and like I said, it's only 170 pages, so this novella, it's definitely the perfect length for what it needs to be, for the story it needs to tell, because it's a fantastic story. And I absolutely loved it. Of course, I highly, highly recommend it. And there is a link down below where you can go ahead and purchase your copy today. Yeah, do that. The Cannibal Gardener. You're going to want to get it. You don't want to miss it. It's great. Also down below, I'll leave links to my social media. Join me on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me, I'll follow you, we'll follow each other. Right into the fire. Together! And also, as I said in my book, down below, The Things That Happen at Night is available for purchase exclusively at that link for only $3. So be sure to pick up your copy of that as well. And as always, thank you for taking some of your time and spending it here with me. I really, really appreciate it. And until we meet again, keep reading spooky, my friends.